Okay, what is up, tycoons? What's up, traders? Super excited for today's video. We're going to break down Tellor, okay? TRB is the ticker symbol, and we're actually looking on the weekly chart here. Now, the reason we're doing so is because I want you guys to get a big picture and really get a true grasp of what is going on in the entire cryptocurrency market, as well as TRB, okay? So what we're actually going to do is break down the Wall Street cheat sheet. This is the psychology of a market cycle. So you guys are going to learn a lot in this video. If you've never seen this chart before, it's really nice. And one of my friends, he actually has this screen as his screensaver on his desktop. So that way, he never forgets about the psychology of a market cycle. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, like this video as well. And if you're already subscribed, comment a rocket emoji if you guys are bullish on Tellor in the very long term. Okay. So we'll go ahead and break down this chart and what it is that we're looking at, why it's pretty important. You want to realize that there's different stages of the market. So this right here is your bull market, okay? And it's no secret that we've already had a very brutal crypto winter and we're in the later half of this cycle. But I want you to realize it starts off with disbelief, right? This rally will fail like the others, and then you get a phase of hope, right? And you see we start to go up, and then you see some optimism come into the market, and it says this rally is real, and people are really starting to believe it now, which leads into the belief, okay, where it's time to get fully invested. And then price goes higher and higher, and you get the thrill, and this is where people are saying, I'll buy more on margin. You got to tell everyone to buy. This is when Michael Saylor specifically is saying, he's got that famous video where he's quoted saying, the best thing you could ever do is go tell somebody about Bitcoin. Go tell your grandma. Go tell your grandma to buy a Bitcoin. Go tell your grandpa to buy a Bitcoin. Tell them what it is, right? That's thrill, right? And this is where you feel like you got to tell everyone. And then euphoria strikes and you're a genius. We're all going to be rich. And this is how a lot of people felt in 2021. Right. Especially towards the end, right? Everything was just rallying so much. We were in such a euphoria phase that nobody was prepared, okay, for the next following cycle, right? And this is the cycle that we're currently in right now. This is, this is the reversal, okay? It starts off with complacency, right? When it first started to happen, everyone goes, we just need to cool off for the next rally, right? And we're just having a pullback, and eventually we're going to go back up higher. But that wasn't the case. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Tellor chart real quick. And we can see here, this is eventually right here. This is our euphoria phase. So, we get the disbelief, then we get some hope, and we get some optimism, we get the thrill, and ultimately this is our euphoria cycle up here. So you have to realize that, Tellor up here at about 162 to about 144, 145. Those are our euphoria prices. So you cannot personally be looking to, take this long and expect to see these euphoria prices anytime soon, right? That's over 1000%. You have to be realistic, okay? So let's go back here and let's take a look. To me personally, we're somewhere in between denial, panic, capitulation, and anger. There's no way to know for sure. There's no way to time it. But after complacency, right, the next phase is anxiety. And it's like, why am I getting margin called? This dip is taking longer than expected. Then you have denial, and it says, my investments are with great companies, great tokens. They will come back. And a lot of people are still in denial, really about the whole phase. Then you have panic, right? And it says, everyone's selling. I need to get out. Capitulation, I'm getting 100% out of the markets. I can't afford to lose more. Now, we are getting pretty close to capitulation. We've actually had multiple technical definitions of capitulations many times in the market, right? When Three Arrows Capital collapsed, when BlockFi collapsed, and now, we have FTX collapsing. There's been multiple capitulation cycles in the market. So, we're really stuck in this phase somewhere right around here. And I want you to realize how long this phase is going to take. So 2023, I really think it's going to be a very bumpy and choppy ride. Now, what I want to highlight is that we make new lows. We make a low, a lower low, and then a lower low. So, there may be times when we're getting rallies, but you need to have a very long-term mindset and you need to be very patient. Okay. Now, of course, none of this video is financial advice. I'm really just giving you guys my opinions on where I think we are in the cycle. And I think we're somewhere stuck in between these cycles right here. So, there's a very, very strong chance that 2023 may just trade sideways for pretty much the entire year, right? We'll see some spikes, we'll see some dips, we'll see some spikes, we'll see some dips. That's normal. You're going to see up and downs in the market. But in overall context, this whole phase right here is really just a big box consolidation, right? It's just a big box that we're consolidating in and ultimately moving sideways before we enter disbelief. And that's where everyone goes, this is a sucker's rally. Now, what I want to highlight is that disbelief is where the cycle restarts again. Okay. So, it's really just a matter of patience, and a lot of people aren't going to believe it once we get the rally. They're going to say it's a sucker's rally. This isn't going to happen. And I'm sure a lot of people are already in the depression phase. I actually just did a one-on-one session with somebody, and they were saying how they lost huge, significant amounts of money. Right? I mean, that's causing a lot of depression in people and across the markets. And it's really no secret, but we have to just really, I just want to emphasize that this is going to take a while. Okay. So, if you're looking for short-term gains, you need to learn how to trade. That's really going to be the only way, is to, be able to do some profitable day trades or swing trades. But if you're just planning on bag holding, you can't really expect any gains anytime soon, especially if you're looking in your profit goals are these euphoria prices. It's going to be a very long time before we enter a new euphoria cycle. And the first thing we have to do is we have to finish out this bearish cycle over here. We have to finish the capitulations, right? We have to finish the anger in the market and the depression. And once we get through those phases, that's when we have the disbelief rally come in. And again, the disbelief rally is where the process starts over, and then we get some hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. So things will go back, and market sentiment will change again, but it's just going to take some time. If we actually take a look at the chart here, okay, and we can see that we've had a huge dip right here. All right, we had our big dip right here, and then this is kind of like our complacency, right? And then we get another huge dip right here. So again, let's take a look. We see we have the complacency, we have anxiety, and we have denial, but we still could be in the panic, capitulation, and anger side of it, right? Again, here's our complacency, anxiety, denial, and is a chance that we could continue to head back down lower, for instance, and do something like this to really get those depression phases, to really get those anger phases, and really just trade sideways for a very long time or an extended period of time that people are not just mentally prepared for. Now, I hate to come off so bearish. I am, very bullish on, blockchain technology and things like that in the future. I am bullish on the stock market as well, but, you have to keep some expectations realistic, and you have to know what to expect. So hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed this video where we're really just highlighting, some of the possible phases. Again, if just by looking at the candlesticks, it looks like we've already had the complacency. It looks like we already had anxiety and denial. We're somewhere in between panic, capitulation, anger, and depression. And this could extend for a very long period of time, trading sideways, as you see here, as it does into the year of 2023. So appreciate you watching. Smash the like button, subscribe down below. I do viewer requests every single week. So if you want to see your ticker in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below, and I'll be happy to make a video on it for you as soon as I can. Now, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you, and I think you're going to enjoy one of these next videos as well. So make sure to click on one of those.